Okay, today we're at the Wildrose Adit. I was here about 5 or 6 years ago, but I never went in. It was gated at the time. This is the old cabin when the original Adit was driven. This is where they would have stayed. Here's a little look inside the cabin. Obviously there's not much left. See where the old chimney would have gone up, and probably it would have been the old stove or something like that. But not much left of her now. And just outside is the waste rock. Fairly substantial. I've heard we talked to one of the locals, and he said it goes in around 300 meters. So we'll go inside and check it out. I found this old sign just outside the Adit. Wildrose, Wildcat, Adit number 1. That was obviously the old sign, because as you pan around here, now it's Golden Dawn, Wildrose Adit. So there is a gate, but you just, it's passable, so we'll go inside and check it out. Okay, we're just inside the Adit now, and funny enough, I tried to squeeze by the gate and it was open, so we just pushed it open. The two guys before us squeezed through it, and I pushed it a little bit, and it's just open, it's not locked. Anyway, you can see the ventilation tubing. ABX Ventitex. Ripstop, Mark 2004. And the main tunnel continues this way. It's a fairly straight tunnel with a couple of curves apparently, and then a tunnel near the back that goes off to the left, but it's pretty flooded. We'll make our way into the Wildrose Adit and have a look around. Okay, so we're about 200 feet in now or something like that. You can see the ventilation tubing still continuing. They did some work in here about 5 or 6 years ago, I believe, which is why the ventilation tubing looks so new. But you can see on the ground here, it looks like at the time they were using like almost like an ATV style dump barrel to drag the ore out when they were doing the sampling and stuff. It's got rubber tires and a little pin hitch and whatever. And the main tunnel continues this way. Little alcove off to the right. Well, that's where his tire came off, I guess. Made it that much further once the tire came off. I don't think that bin was made for carrying that much weight. Ventilation tubing continues. Does make what appears to be a slight right. This must be the branch that they're talking about. And that is the flooded tunnel, which apparently you can't see the end of, but we'll check that out. Apparently you might be able to get in with hip waders, so we might try that. And the main branch continues this way, so let's go further into the Wildrose Adit and see where it goes. Okay, so it made a curve to the left and a curve to the right. A couple of S's, you see some writing on the wall here. Air pipe would have fed air into the compressed air. Ventilation tubing still on my right side. Tunnel continuing this way. Sounds like it makes another curve because I can't see the guys anymore. I'm not sure if this was just like a connecting tunnel to meet up with another mine, or if they were actually, I think it looks like just a haul tunnel, because there's no stopes, there's no winzes, nothing. But I'm not sure what else around here they would have been trying to meet up with. Might have been just chasing a vein. It does make several curves to the left and to the right. So maybe they were chasing something. I haven't seen a vein in the wall yet. So we'll keep making our way in and see what we find. Okay, so that's the way we just came from. Main tunnel continues this way. I just stepped under the ventilation tubing because there's a little offshoot here to my right. which says WC, I guess, WC Wildcat. Maybe this is where they were drilling back when it was the Wildcat. There's an old drill rod. And this tunnel just goes in about 50 feet and ends there. This looks like newer workings because there's a lot of paint. And so maybe this is where they were sampling when they were in here. Yeah, Wildcat. It's the same as the name on the sign outside. And there's the face of this drift. So I guess they were chasing. Oh, there's a little bit of a quartz seam there. So we'll make our way back out of here and back to the main tunnel and continue down the main tunnel and see where it takes us. Okay, so we just made our way out of that left branch tunnel right there where the guys are and making our way down. You can see the ventilation tubing continued here, and above us they've got kind of chain link fencing on the roof to hold all the roof rock from falling down. But apparently the end of the drift is straight ahead. So we will go have a little look at it. See the ventilation tubing stopped here. Really rusty water. There's where it's coming from. Kind of like natural springs coming out of the lots of iron in it. And there's the end of this drift. So, we'll head back and see what we want to do with that, at that flooded portion. Well, we'll go check that out and see what our options are. Okay, so we made our way back to this flooded section and decided to go out and wade her up and make our way over. This looks like the older workings. I looked in with my bright light and I could see a wooden structure and stuff up ahead, so we figured it might be worth going in to check out. So we're gonna do that. Here we go. Okay, so we went and climbed over the dam, and you can see the water's just over and just in between my boots and knees. I guess we were seeing these skulls, but up ahead there looks like there's a door of some kind. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my eyes on the floor and the video camera at the same time. Water dries up. There's some cross ties in the floor. And this looks like it was a kind of a supported section, so maybe we'll climb through here first. Or this is easy with waders on. There's a little bit of drilling that happened in here, but tunnel continues ahead. Lots of support timbers on the side. It's kind of neat. So we'll keep making our way in and see what we can find. Okay, making our way further in here. The tunnel's just still continued straight down. This is obviously the older workings. There's not much in the way of anything in here, other than a lot of support timbers. And I think I can see the end. We'll go make sure that it is. Came all this way. Yep, leading into this drift. But at least we chased it out.
Yeah, glad we did.
Yep. There you go. A couple of old beams.
Yeah, good picture.
End of the drift. That's it for the Wildrose Adit. Tromping through the bush like we like to do here in British Columbia Ghost Mines. We have word that there's a little upper adit to the Wildrose. So we're kind of wandering in here to find it. Apparently it's just right around the corner here somewhere. It's not very long. It only goes in 30 feet or something, but oh yeah, here's a little bit of waste rock in that here. Oh yeah, over there in the bushes. Okay, let me crawl through that and I'll film when I get on the other side. Okay, so we wandered through here, a little brush, and panning around there, lo and behold, is a collapsed, well, it's partially collapsed Adit. So we'll just make our way in here quickly and have a look. Oh yeah. Yeah, that does not go in very far. Oh, and there's a rat. Ow, that was my head on the roof. And that looks like the end of it right there. Yep. There's a rat's nest in there, so I'm not going to bother climbing down in there. But that's the end of it. There's looking back out. So that'll be it from the Wildrose. Cool little find though in the upper Adit. Thanks for watching. Okay, so we hiked up just behind that little Adit that we found. There's a little bit of trenching that they did here, where they dug out, and just behind us here there's an old vertical shaft. It's all basically plugged. There's an old wooden ladder in it, made out of tree trunks. So I guess they were digging down in there at one point. It could have at one point gone around this way, but looks like it's fully caved in now. So yeah, that's it from Wildrose. See you next time.